3, 2, 1. You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter. So, just in case you haven't listened to our Sonic the Hedgehog review, if you haven't, you should. But just real quick summary, guys. I know I haven't really posted anything since our Harley Quinn Birds of Prey review, and I just want to kind of go and give a quick synopsis kind of on what's going on. Basically, you guys know this is not my full-time job. This is my side gig, as it were. And I got a full-time job, and honestly, guys, just between some stuff going on in personal life and trying to be a decent boyfriend and my job, I just kind of had a little bit of, I just need a little bit of a break. But between really the news and people kind of freaking out about the coronavirus and everything, I really realized that, anyone who's an artist, anyone who's out there, who's a content creator, this is a time where we need distractions and just entertainment more than ever. I was planning on coming back this weekend anyway, but just kind of seeing how people are reaching out and have kind of asked about the podcast and everything, it made me go, you know what? All right, let's get back into it. So, since we're not going to really have a lot of new movies that's looking like come out because they're removing everything, I'm going to kind of go just kind of with stuff that I'm really have been wanting to review. So this upcoming weekend, we'll have a review for Parasite, and we'll have a review up this weekend as well for Watchmen. I'm really excited to review both of those. And just moving forward, once things have settled back down and the theaters are back at full capacity, we'll go ahead and be back on new releases as far as what's in the theater. But until then, we're gonna kind of go down an unknown road, as it were. So we'll kind of see what I decide to review. And Colin and I still haven't done our best of, so we'll have that for you guys in April. But yeah, we're gonna kind of journey into the unknown here and just kind of figure it out together. So if there's anything you guys really want me to review, please comment. Let me know. I'd be happy to go ahead and take requests. But as far as tonight's concerned, we're talking about the final trailer for Black Widow, Marvel's Black Widow, which currently, and that's the key word, currently, is set to come out May 1st. I personally think Black Widow is going to get moved. I don't want it to get moved, but I have a feeling it's going to get moved. I don't want this to get moved. I really don't. I want it to stay at May 1st. I want us to figure out what the hell is going on so we can get back to movies. But I have a feeling this will probably get moved to maybe November. I would maybe even say December, because I think it might want to get that Christmas crowd, since everyone, would be out of school and all that. But we'll see. It's still currently scheduled for May 1st. But there is a surprising amount of stuff in this trailer to actually break down. So let's just kind of jump in here. So one of the things that I love about this trailer is that you're getting a peek of Black Widow and how things kind of worked with her family. Obviously, we have to keep in mind this was set pre Avengers Infinity War. So this is right after Civil War, but before Infinity War. So I'm really excited to see how they kind of fill in the gaps here. So here's what's gonna make my enjoyment of this, I personally think. So Black Widow Deadly Origin, Paul Cornell wrote that, and if you're a Paul Cornell, that is to this day maybe one of my favorite arcs in comics. Black Widow, I think, is a character who's been done very well at points and has been done really dirty at other points. But this Deadly Origin run that they had of her, I'm a huge fan of the run, and it seems like a lot of the. It seems like a lot of the stuff in this film is being directly drawn or heavily inspired by Deadly Origin. So if they're sticking with that, I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's already a movie I'm beyond excited for, no matter when I get to see it. The screenwriter on this is a guy named Eric Pearson. He went ahead and has done a lot of the Marvel, like the Marvel shorts. Like a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer. He did that one. He worked on Agent Carter. It looks like, which is freaking awesome. I love Agent Carter. He was a screenwriter on Thor Ragnarok, and I have to admit, while I don't love Ragnarok like a lot of people do, because I know some people who just fucking love Ragnarok, I'm feeling better about this because he's a writer on it, so that makes me, or he's the writer on it, so I kind of go, okay, this could be really great. What's gonna be interesting, and while I don't love Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, while I don't love that movie like some people do, the thing I did love about it was the director of it. I thought she did such an incredible job. Kathy Yen. I thought she did an incredible job directing that film. The director of this film is Kate Shortland, who has really not directed a lot. She's done mostly TV shows and just shorts. She directed a film called Somersault back in 2004, a movie called Lore back in 2012, and Berlin Syndrome back in 2017. And she just directed a couple episodes of that Showtime show, Smilf. So yeah, really not a lot of experience as far as in film, but she's getting a chance to direct this incredibly important film. And I know some people are going to scoff at this because, Black Widow died at the end of Endgame, during Endgame. So why are we getting a movie of her now? I understand that point to a point, because yes, would I have preferred a Black Widow film? Maybe after Civil War, before we got Infinity War and Endgame? Yes. Would this been better if it was back in Phase 2, like right after Iron Man 2? Yes, it would have been better. But I want to say Scarlett Johansson was like pregnant at the time, and so that probably, played a role. How do I put this? I thought that for Endgame, what they did with Natasha, I understood it. I was really sad to lose that character, but I understood it. At the same time, because obviously Hawkeye's going to hand off the mantle to his daughter, which I'm so excited to see. Hopefully it's Haley Steinfeld. But I understand it would have been nice to get this Black Widow film earlier in the timeline. At the same time, I think this will fill in so many gaps for the character. And if I basically get a Bourne film, but it's Black Widow, that's really all I want. My ceiling for this is kind of low in that sense. I'm not expecting this to be, Black Panther where I'm leaving crying and all that. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe this movie will just knock my socks off. It seems like they are drawing a lot of inspiration as far as how it's shot and how the action is set up and portrayed. It seems like they are really going for that Winter Soldier vibe, kind of Bourne vibe. So if they can even capture the essence of that, if they can even get close to that, I will be incredibly stoked. So I'm hoping that's what we end up getting. There's a movie called, and I feel like a lot of people haven't seen this, there's a movie called Haywire, which has the Mandalorian's Gina Carano in it. She is so good in that fucking movie, and it's got Michael Fassbender, Michael Douglas, Antonio Banderas, my nigga C-Tates. I love Haywire. If you haven't seen it, you really owe it to yourself to watch it. But I think that these films where you have a female spy, sometimes they can be so hit and miss, or like a female assassin. Haywire is one of those films where it just hits for me and it really checks most of the boxes that I personally look for in a film. But then I think about something like Atomic Blonde and how, pardon me, I loved the staircase scene. I thought that scene was so well done. But I remember leaving the theater going, man, I wanted to love that, and I just liked it. And I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. I'd probably give Atomic Blonde, I think we reviewed that, actually. I want to say I gave it like a C plus or a B minus. I remember just being kind of bummed and really wanting more from that movie. So I hope I get more from it, from this, than I got from Atomic Blonde. So hopefully it's better. But a couple things that jumped out to me as far as the trailer is and I'm gonna butcher her name. I think it's Florence Pugh. She plays Lelena, who's of course Natasha's sister. I'm excited to see her because this girl is really she's getting to a point where the fact she's 24 is insane to me. Let's just get that out of the way. It's insane to me that she's only 24. I thought she was great in Fighting with My Family. I thought she was awesome in that. I loved her in Little Women, and I haven't seen Midsummer, but I heard she was excellent in that. Like, she's really starting to build a very damn good resume for herself already. And again, she's only 24, which is just fucking insane to me. So she's gonna continue to hone her craft and continue to get better. And I'm just really excited to see what we get from her. I love the scene, how this trailer starts off, how she's, telling Natasha how, oh yeah, I tell people move that west, that, you're married to a scientist and, you guys are moving once, how the housing prices drop down. And it's a very, like, sweet kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge scene between the two of them. But, the fact that they're both, these trained assassins, giving Black Widow that glimpse of what she, I think, really does want with Bruce Banner. Stockholm Syndrome aspect aside, but it feels like Natasha, especially in Endgame, is so at that point where the job has just kind of broken her down to a point where she doesn't want to do the job anymore, but that's all she knows. Very similar to Captain America. I mean, they kind of have a conversation similar to that in Winter Soldier, and it's cool to see that revisited here. I have to say, too, Scarlett Johansson, I think she's like 30... I have no idea how old she is, actually. I'll say like 35? Maybe she's 35? Oh, yeah, call it. Hooray! Yeah, she's... okay, Scarlett Johansson's 35, right? I don't know how old Rachel Weisz. She is 50. That is insane to me. Rachel Weisz looks as young as Scarlett Johansson does. I don't know. God, good for her. Daniel Craig did good. But she plays Melina Vosikov, and she's kind of like her... I think it's like her surrogate mom. Again, I'm blanking on the comic book storyline. No one tell me in the comments because I want to go in this kind of cold. But they haven't revealed who Taskmaster is. If I'm a betting man, I feel like it's her, but at the same time, it seems too obvious. So personally, I think it's her sister. I think the whole scene with her sister wearing a white costume, and it looks like they're going to perform, the graduation ceremony, as I called it in Age of Ultron. I think she is kind of playing like a double agent, where she's trying to help Natasha out, but she's just waiting to screw her. I personally think she's going to find a point where she just screws her, because having Rachel Weisz be Taskmaster, it almost seems too obvious. So I think it's Elena, personally. But then again, it could totally be someone that hasn't even been shown in the trailers yet. I don't know. But if I'm guessing, I think it's her sister. I love the fact, too, that Taskmaster attacks Natasha while she's in a car. It's very similar to Winter Soldier, and you wonder, Natasha's been obviously trained as an assassin to, be emotionless and everything, but you wonder if maybe there's some potential PTSD opportunities, because, it seems like she just can't be in a car without someone trying to blow her up. So, that would be an interesting route to maybe go. What I love about Taskmaster and what they've shown of Taskmaster so far, I love the fact that he or she has that scene where they're just in the hall, like in front of this giant monitor, and Taskmaster is just studying Black Widow's moves from, Iron Man 2. Now, first off, and this is me having no knowledge on this is me just throwing a Hail Mary. What's interesting is that he's studying Iron Man 2 footage. He's not studying Civil War footage or anything like that. It makes me wonder, is Taskmaster in some way tied or affiliated with Hammer Tech? And the reason I bring that up is because while Marvel's kind of established they don't use the Netflix shows, in the main canon. If you've watched Luke Cage season 1, you remember that Hammer Tech is used in the show against Luke. So, I mean, is Taskmaster affiliated with them? I doubt Taskmaster is Justin Hammer, but that'd be a trip. But, I mean, is he a hired gun for Hammer Tech? Like, I'm wondering if they're going to kind of connect that dot from Iron Man 2. Because if we remember, Pepper Potts and Black Widow went ahead and basically got Justin Hammer arrested. And we don't know what happened to him after he got arrested. I mean, obviously he's in jail, but we don't know if he bought his way out or he only served a certain amount of time. So that's a very interesting thread that they could potentially tie up or continue to extend. I mean, without Tony Stark in the world, since he's dead, I mean, you could have Hammer Tech come back and make a big comeback. I'm wondering if maybe they're gonna lean into that, especially post snap. So that would be interesting. I'm wondering if they'll tie that up, but we'll see. But I love that footage of Taskmaster studying her. I also love the fact that it's going to sound terrible, but I love the fact that Taskmaster, presumably being, a guy, the concept of him training and brainwashing these women, I think this has a chance to do what some people feel like Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, might have fallen short on as far as the whole challenging the patriarchy, but without it coming across so preachy. I think having the spy program aspect of it, and these women really have no choice, I think that's a very interesting way to take it. And I think this movie could do a good job as far as fleshing out that concept. Maybe that's not the direction they're going. I mean, but I don't know. I find that thread, I find that concept very intriguing, and I feel like that's a direction that they could go. I also love the fact too that Black Widow is not about just defeating Taskmaster. That her mission's bigger than that. She wants to shut the whole Red Room down, the whole program down, so that in her words, no woman ever has to experience what her and her sister went through. I love that concept. I love that mission. Also, we know that Taskmaster is able to go ahead and this is such a random reference, but he's like a Ditto in Pokemon. He can copy people he's fought. He can copy their attacks, and it's crazy to see Red Guardian, played by David Harbour. Can we take a second to appreciate the fact that David Harbour in Stranger Things, that Hopper is in Russia right now, as the trailer showed, and he's playing a Russian here willingly. I just find that so incredibly funny. I saw that, I just went, that's great. But seeing Taskmaster go ahead and impersonate Black Panther, that's really interesting. So I'm wondering how Taskmaster has encountered some of these heroes. I'm very intrigued by that, because if I'm remembering correctly in the comics, Taskmaster goes ahead and usually comes in direct contact with the people he's impersonating. So has he fought T'Challa? Has he fought T'Chaka? Maybe not even T'Challa. Did he just see footage? I'm really curious if they're going to flesh out how he's using each of these different heroes' powers and using their abilities. I'm really intrigued by that. The scene I'm already looking forward to, as far as a fight scene, there's a fight scene, it looks like, where Natasha's in, I don't know if she's in the Red Room or if they've gone ahead and tried to capture her, or they're at her hotel or whatever, but and I just froze the frame, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 other Black Widows trying to fight her. I want to see how that scene ends so badly. If it's just a big giant hand-to-hand fight scene, oh my god, I'm all about that. Like, I really want that to be what happens. So, and the last thing I'm going to point out here in the trailer, at the 137 mark, so she has this look on her face like, holy crap. But if you know, she's not immediately attacking Taskmaster. And the reason I point that out is because it makes me wonder, is this someone she knows? Like, I'm very intrigued by who Taskmaster is going to end up being. It could just be a giant swerve into no one we've been introduced to, or even anyone in her family. But I'm intrigued by that. I think that's a very telling shot. So I think Saram, I stand by it. But I mean her sister. Pardon me. I think it's her sister. But who knows? I could be totally freaking wrong. But I'm excited for this movie. It comes out presumably in about 6 weeks on May 1st. But I think this movie is going to be a lot better than people are thinking it's going to be. Marvel, let's call it what it is. Marvel rarely has a miss. And if they have a miss, it seems like they followed it up with something that I love even more. This brand is who they are for a reason, because they've been just the model of consistency, whether you like them or not. These Marvel films continue to make money. They continue to be critically and critically, financially, and the people, the general public, the royal we, as it were, love these films. So I don't see this film performing under 100 million opening weekend. Even if they keep it at May 1st, I think people will want an escape, and they'll want to escape for something that they know potentially could be, well, at least be good, if not great. So I personally think that this movie makes 100 million, even if it comes out May 1st and keeps its current release date. But I could be totally wrong. I mean, I thought Joker would make half $500 million, not $1 billion. So who knows? I could be totally wrong. But I think that Black Widow will clean up when it does come out, because it's kind of what these films tend to do. But I hope the quality is as good as I'm thinking it is. If it even gets in the ballpark of Winter Soldier, oh my god, I will be so happy. But it seems like this might be the proper goodbye to the character. So I really hope this is great. And between Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit, Scarlett Johansson's really reminding people of how great of an actress she really is. So I'm stoked to see her kind of deep dive more into what makes this character tick. So, guys, are you excited for Black Widow? What did you think of this latest trailer? Let us know what you thought in the comments below. You can like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at Nearmanthefirst. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at TheReelOneal. And you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, and now iHeartRadio at The Real Pineapple. Yeah, we're coming where you live. Wherever you guys like to listen to podcasts, we're more likely there. So go ahead and check us out. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you want us to review coming up. Our calendar's kind of open with this whole coronavirus insanity. So let us know if you want us to review. I know I mentioned it at the beginning of the review. Pardon me. But we'll have reviews up this weekend for Parasite, as well as for the season 1 of Watchmen. Looks like it will be the only season of Watchmen, unfortunately. But I'm really excited to sit down and take that in. And I'll probably have a review up for something else this weekend as well. Haven't really decided. Just gonna kind of take things as they come. But Parasite and Watchmen season 1 will definitely be reviewed. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your support. We'll talk to you this weekend. Have a great week, you guys. You stay safe. Take care.